In this video, I'm going to show you how to take this part and turn it into the part you see in the bottom right. Notice the fillets and the chamfers. We're going to start right there by hitting the fillet button, and then we see this menu that comes up on the left-hand side, and there we see lots of options that we're largely going to take the defaults on, except for this, which is the size of the radius. We're going to switch this down to 1 millimeter. We want to make sure that when we're doing this kind of thing, we don't choose a radius that's too big for our part, or the operation will fail. And I knew that my part was in this area about 10 millimeters long, so I knew that I wanted a radius much smaller than that, or a fillet, excuse me, much smaller than that. Now what I'm doing is I'm going on to do some chamfers, and we've got a couple of options with the chamfers. I'm going to do a double-sided chamfer that has the same length on each side in 2 millimeters with a 45-degree chamfer on there, and I'm going to do this to all of the vertical edges. And so I'm just going in there, I'm just going to pick all the vertical edges for the part. I'm doing this according to the exercise that was laid out here that tells us that we want radius on the inside vertical edges and a chamfer on the outside vertical edges, and then a radius on all of the horizontal edges except the bottom. And so my chamfers are in there now. Those are looking pretty good. Okay, and those look right. So now I'm going to go on to the next piece and go over to the fillet option, and I'm going to choose fillet, and then I'm going to change my radius to 1 millimeter. And as I change that, once I change that to 1 millimeter, I'm ready to go. Looks like it's already set to 1 millimeter. I'm just choosing now all of the edges that I want to have a fillet on, or a round. I like to think of them as rounds. And I'm just going to go all the way around the part, looking for all the horizontal edges that are outside edges. I'm not going to do any of the inside edges because we're assuming a machined part here. And the machined part, when held at the bottom of this part, we can get those 90-degree corners that are the horizontal inside edges. So we're not going to do anything to those ones. We're just going to take this as it is, and we see the radius around those edges pop up, which are these rounds, or fillets as SolidWorks calls them. Anyway, and that's how we do that for this part.